Now let's dive deep into this big LGBT story for today. I'm Cynthia Brown, and let's queer gay culture. Wicked indeed, as the ruby slippers sell for a record $32 million. The iconic ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz shattered all records, selling for a staggering $32.5 million at Heritage Auctions in Dallas, Texas. The sale sparked an intense 15-minute bidding war, with the final price far surpassing the auction house's $3 million estimate. The $28 million hammer price climbed to $32.5 million after adding the buyer's premium, an auction fee that supplements the operator's income. The slippers, one of several pairs made for the 1939 MGM Classic, had been missing for 13 years after being stolen. Their rediscovery adds intrigue to their legacy. For LGBT fans, Garland's enduring status as a queer icon adds an extra layer of magic. Her role as Dorothy represents resilience and hope, a fitting symbol for a record-breaking moment. Rumors on Wicked Part 2 will explore Dorothy's arrival in Oz. Well, I think that, The Wizard of Oz is absolutely, one of the gay community's favorite films, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow is our anthem. I do believe, however, that $32 million is a lot of money. And, for the LGBT community, I imagine how many seniors can be helped, how many homeless youth can be helped. And, I just always find that when people spend these exorbitant amounts of money on something like that, that there are so many needs. I mean, that's just my take. I mean, obviously, it's a great take. It's a
when
fun
you've got
story.
that kind of money to just throw at, not that these ruby slippers are not iconic, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when you have that amount of money to just throw at something, most likely that's not even that much money to them.
Right. And hopefully,
it's, the thought of just...
Right. Hopefully they're
slippers.
also equally charitable, but we don't know who bought them. But
Right.
I just keep
there might be
thinking
more
about,
that's revealed.
imagine that $32.5 million on AIDS research.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully they, first a lot of art collectors do donate their art to galleries, which are places where people who can see art in public places. So hopefully that is the case. I just was thinking, if only Auntie Em had that money, she could have fortified her house.
Oh, that's right.
Never been blown away in the first
Tornado
place.
insurance, honey.
Yeah.
Tornado insurance. What are we doing?
Right.
Living in the South.
Yeah, we ain't in Kansas anymore.
Maybe they could have spent that $32 million to defend the NRA or the Republican Party or something. So,
that's true. I'd rather
than
than buy the ruby slippers if that's the case.
And thinking of it as a queer icon, I'm sure my family had no idea I was queer when I was 9 and we went to DC, and all I wanted to see was the ruby slippers. So I'm happy to see that this particular lost pair has made it back into the public.
Excellent.
It's wonderful that it came back, but I'm just speculation here. I'm guessing an entertainment conglomerate bought it. I mean, that's just way too much money.
I have a feeling that we're going to find out who bought them sooner than later.
Soon.
I think it's going to be revealed.
MGM is now owned by Amazon, correct? I think so.
Yeah, but
I believe
MGM
bought they were bought by Amazon.
Bezos?
Individual art collectors have spent far more than $40 million on it.
And by the way, this is a little bit of a side note, but I do want to just put out there that the Wicked novel, the original novel, the sales have gone up a crazy amount since the movie has come out. It's
great.
The most that the book has been bought and read since its original release 1,000 years ago. So I loved that. I saw that as a side story today, and I was like, oh, I'll throw that in this little Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked
Awesome.
silver or ruby slippers?
Wicked, I want to say they're the red shoes, because when the house is on her in Act, they're red. They're red, for sure. And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.